We have Executive Director, International Arbiter, Grand Chess Tour Consultant, or
Mr. I will forfeit you.
Oh, no, seriously, a friend of ours here at the St. Louis Chess Club, Tony Rich, to talk about all the exciting events that are happening in the coming year.
And when she says friend, she means boss. Boss. Because he's the boss man, the executive director of the St. Louis Chess Club. I don't know how many hours are in his day. Maybe 24 hours an hour. But Tony, you get a lot of stuff done. Welcome to the show.
Thanks, Maurice.
The calendar is packed this year. It usually is pretty full. But what the heck? It just exploded this year.
You know, it's funny. We always add tournaments and we never take away. It used to be that the chess club slow season was this time of year, the January, February, March, but we really do have a very full schedule, not just with events here at the club, but also the Grand Chess Tour tournaments as well.
Tell me, this one, when it was first conceived, how'd you feel about it?
You know, the Cairns Cup was always very important to us. Jennifer Shoddy's been such a great partner to the chess club since the very first U.S. Women's Championship that we held. And I know that it's been a big initiative for her as well. So for the club to be able to host a tournament like this, to promote the top women in the world, and to spotlight these players to all the young girls here in St. Louis and around the world is a dream come true for us.
And right after this, we get the Champion Showdown.
That's right, Champion Showdown, $300,000 prize fund, the Big Five, all of the Americans that are rated over 2,700 against some well-selected opponents. I think it's going to be exciting.
You added, I see a long list here on the monitor. You added all the Americans rated over 2,700. 5 players. Who's that 5th player? We know Shanklin became number 4.
That's right. Number 5 actually is the newest American chess player. It's Lenier Dominguez, whose transfer just went through right around Christmas time.
From Cuba.
That's right.
All right. So American chess just got even stronger.
Absolutely.
Amazing. And now tell us some more about these other events we saw on the list. We got the Spring Classic coming up.
Yeah, so the classic tournaments I can tell you about, we have 4 of those a year, spring, summer, fall, and winter. Those are 2 10-player round robins typically. Usually the top section has an average rating over 2650. In fact, the Spring Classic that's coming up in March, we have Vasily Ivanchuk and Laquang Liam both playing. So 2 2,700 players for the first time for those events.
Chucky's going to be in St. Louis?
That's right. It's his first time here. You know, I've got my wish list of players that I want to see play here in St. Louis, and Ivanchuk is definitely top of the list.
Wow. I mean, this list already looks like a lot for a single club, and it's only till July.
That's right. So the U.S. Collegiate Rapid and Blitz Championship is right after the Spring Classic. That's a new U.S. chess sanctioned event giving away national titles to collegiate players. We followed up with the U.S. and Women's Championship, same 12-player format that we've gone with the past few years as well. And then we go through the rest of the summer as well.
And then we see now going into the fall, this little thing called the St. Louis Rapid and Blitz. Oh, and the Sinkfield Cup. Wonder who's going to show up to that event.
Yeah, I think those are pretty strong tournaments typically.
Yeah, you think. And then a Champion Showdown, you're looking at Chess 960 and the classics, as you said, a very busy schedule. And that's just here at the club, but you guys also have to work because of the Grand Chess Tour events that are happening all over the world.
Just like you guys, absolutely. So we are happy to be able to produce the commentary here in St. Louis. Your fans know and love you guys and want to see all the action called by the best commentators, as Rex puts it. So what better way to do that than to have the studio up and running here for all of the Grand Chess Tour events?
So if that was all, it'll be good. But you also have scholastic chess as well, over 140 schools now that your teachers are teaching in?
Right. So one of the great things about the chess club here in St. Louis is we're not just a chess club. We kind of take the 3 main program areas that lots of folks focus on: major events, scholastic chess, and the club, the community center for everybody, and we combine it into one organization. So like you mentioned, scholastic chess, more than 100 schools right now. You know, programming is amazing there. You see some of the photos here. That's at St. Louis University. We regularly get more than 200 students from around the St. Louis area at all of our scholastic tournaments, and you can tell that they're in love with the game. They absolutely are enamored, and whenever they get the chance to meet the Fabiano Caruanas or the Magnus Carlsens when they're here in St. Louis, it does nothing but help build the chess community in St. Louis.
Wow, I'm tired just hearing all this stuff being described, and I'm also inspired as well. And there's going to be a very inspiring event with the police officers playing against students in the community. Tell us about that program.
Sure. This kind of goes back a few years to the Ferguson riots that happened here in St. Louis. One of the things that city leaders identified is that there's a real disconnect between St. Louis police officers and St. Louis community members. And so one of the ways that we're trying to break down some of those barriers and let people know that we're all just people. We all come from backgrounds and we all are just normal folks. So on Monday, the rest day for the Cairns Cup, Monday, February 11th, from 9 to 11 a.m., we'll be kicking off the Chess Cops program. Now, this is a program where police officers in St. Louis and surrounding areas will go into schools, and they'll actually teach students how to play the game of chess in uniform. So not only is that a good opportunity for kids to learn how to play, but it breaks down those barriers, that intimidation that you might feel around police officers, and makes them feel more like a friend than an adversary.
Pretty inspiring stuff. Great work. Amazing stuff you do here at the club, and I'm honored to be a part of it. Thank you very much for your contribution.
Thanks, Maurice. I appreciate it.
Tony, I won't let you go. Again, as we're commentators, and we had a breakfast together, all of us, the other day, and it was mentioned that while we're doing the English broadcast for this Cairns Cup, and there's a Russian broadcast, you're actually thinking about Studio C. That you
and
might,
D, I think you even said maybe.
What's up with that?
We may run out of letters in the alphabet, to be honest with you, Nasser. You know,
there are more languages than number of the alphabet. So.
Absolutely.
I mean, letters in the alphabet.
So the commentary that we do here is fantastic, but we really want to expand our audience. We want to broaden our footprint within the chess community. But more importantly than that, we really want to reach non-chess players too. One of the ways that we can do that is by adding additional commentary. So as folks know, we're doing Russian commentary in addition to the English commentary for the Cairns Cup. Oftentimes for the U.S. Championships, we'll have Spanish and English commentary. So we always look to mix it up and try to find a new audience, try to bring more folks in who maybe haven't heard about the St. Louis Chess Club before.
Tony, one event that I'm really excited about that you added to the calendar is the U.S. Senior Closed Championship. What a great addition, allowing some of these, amazing players like Benjamin and Christensen, who used to get invited as one of the top seeds to the U.S. Championship, and now, of course, it's a pretty top-heavy list.
Yeah.
That's right. U.S. Chess has been such a great partner with us, Jennifer. So Carol Meyer at U.S. Chess, who's their executive director, you guys have spoken with her here, has approved a bid for a new event. So far, there are only 2 senior events on the calendar in the United States. There's the Senior Open and the Senior Tournament of Champions. So this is now a new tournament. It's a Senior Closed Championship, or Invitational. 10-player round robin, $50,000 prize fund, commentary, and the whole shebang that goes along with it. And Yasser, I hope to see you playing here in it.
Yeah.
Is it over 50, Tony, or over
That's right,
60?
over 50 years
Yeah,
old.
it's a very sprightly senior, 50 years old, yes. I mean.
It's youthful.
And
Thank
actually,
you,
yes,
Tony.
I think Maurice actually may be able to challenge you for that title
Oh,
also.
I
You're
might
gonna
be
slink
some of
in
Yasser's
there
one.
and grabbing that prize fund, huh, Maurice? All
That's
right.
right.